Senegal going eyeball to eyeball with their rivals one more time. A day for parading of colours, a day for pride, a day for partisanship, perhaps a day for personalities who will prevail over what could potentially turn into 90 minutes of bedlam. It's time we ask that age-old question again: who is going to come out on top this time? There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Jim, this one always matters.
Well, Peter, you can dress it up any way you like, but we all know what we're in for.
And there's no point trying to pretend otherwise. No disguising the edginess that's swirling around us here.
No, these teams only know one way to play each other.
It is a true heavyweight clash. So off we go then. And the history of this fixture tells us always to expect the unexpected. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
This guy, Franck Kessié, is a player, Peter, who really seems to have found his place. He's been described as the complete midfielder, with physicality, energy, quality, protecting his defence, and he plays an important hand in moves forward.
Can he finish? Well, now it's a race for the ball. Cleared without hesitation. Kessié, Ivory Coast, do have a chance to counter here. And he's intervened well there. He is through here. Idrissa Gueye did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Jackson, and he's taking no chances there. Gueye. He'll try from distance! Nearly, but not quite.
Well, distance never seems to be an issue for some players, and he's certainly one of those. The opening was there, I guess. Worth a try.
And this is Zaha. He has found the way through. Shot a goal! It's in! And we have liftoff! And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, that's what the game is all about. Excitement and entertainment. What a lovely moment.
Le numéro 10.
Ivory Coast have their opener. It is a goal of real significance.
Oh, he's just loving that. Certainly gives you a very unique feeling. Tremendous.
And it's Gueye. Diomande defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Well, that pass isn't the best. He's found a way through. Plenty to aim at here. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Oh, that's a key interception. Space for him to turn and look.
Well, they keep pressing like that as long as they can.
Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. Now it's Jackson. He's a sharp little ball here. Tries a shot! And that is wildly off target.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Kessié pinches it off him. The final seconds now. And here's Zaha. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Senegal go in at half-time with a game to chase.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Well, the players definitely know they're in a derby. More of the same to come after the break, you can be sure of that. Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So straight into the second half.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Zaha does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Perry tries to play it through. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. That has not gone well. Seri. Lovely, now then. Great chance! That's put paid to the danger. Gay. Jacobs receives it in a good position here.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Well, this could be an indication that the team are setting themselves up for the counter-attack here, Peter, and he is very good at that type of thing.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're set on using it.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. And it's made its way to him. Not the most accurate pass. He's in a great position here. Perry. He's going to be disappointed with that. Senegal are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. And here's Jackson. Jackson gets flagged offside.
Senegal really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Changement pour le Sénégal. Le numéro 11, le numéro 10. À leur place, le numéro 9, le numéro 21. Attention, changement.
Senegal have, after this, one further opportunity to make a substitution. Gets a good foot in there.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Senegal now in a position of desperate urgency.
Well, whatever it is, Peter, it needs to be drastic and quick. Maybe the late show.
He's being urged to shoot. And the shot! It's bounced back off the post. Good ball, good take. Chance to shoot! And there's his goal. We thought they were done, but never say never. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Back to parity, and there's barely any time left.
Credit where it's due. This is great attitude. Now the only question is whether there's enough in the tank to grab another. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Il y aura 4 minutes de temps additionnel.
And Kessié. Can he latch on to this? A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Now this could be a chance. Mbaye. Now it's Dia. Can he get it through? Well, there's the clearance. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. A draw, and a highly unpredictable one. Fair share of momentum shifts, highly entertaining until the very end. Well, how will we look back on that?
Well, that really did fly by. It's one of these games where everything progresses at 100 miles per hour, and at the end of it, this is what you can sometimes get. There may have been no winner, but still a tremendous watch.
Attention, attention.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. And so the calm before the storm. A game this so engraved into sporting history. These two teams have squared up so many times before. It is a rivalry whose significance has never been diluted and never ever will be. All stemming from that simple dread at the very idea of losing each to the other. Everyone here is obliged to win. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. This is always a game of consequence.
Well, Peter, you can dress it up any way you like, but we all know what we're in for.
And there's no point trying to pretend otherwise. No disguising the edginess that's swirling around us here.
No, these teams only know one way to play each other.
It is a true heavyweight clash. And that gets things running. Another episode of this age-old tale, uncompromising conflict. So, Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Well, this guy, Wilfried Zaha, we all knew about his ability as a winger, but I think he can be a far more rounded player than that, Peter. His best performances seem to come when given the freedom to roam, and he's allowed to play through the middle behind the central striker.
Yes, he's certainly the one who carries the hopes of his team. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. That is good strength. Idrissa Gueye. Now it's Sarr.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Senegal have reclaimed it. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be.
Well, the lethargy in their play isn't a great look, and it was very evident on that occasion.
That's a decent clearance. Diakite. That has ended up in no man's land. Gueye.
It's not the game we were hoping for, Peter. I think both of these keepers could text about their respective uninvolvement.
Always onto this. He's in a great position here. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Perry, Crescent, and here's Jackson.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed.
Seri. Well, a goal here just before half-time could mean a great deal. Now it's Zaha, shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. And it's Zaha. No outsmarting him this time. Zaha finding himself in space. Diakite. Jacobs. Now, what about a counter-attack? Jacobs charging forward down that flank. Has to go back here. And he's heaved it away. And the referee has blown for half-time. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. So your views on the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
Well, it's been a proper derby so far, no doubt about that. Intense and utterly captivating. Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. So off we go again.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life sooner rather than later. That's just playing it safe and simple.
That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Some good work on the right flank here. Diakite. Oh, what has happened here? He has found the way through. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Sarr.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
He's shifting through the gears here. And he's made sure that's not getting through. Best part of an hour, and still no breakthrough from either side.
80
Diakite is the key defender on that occasion. Seri. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
I think both...
Chance for a shot! Jakobs tries to clear, knocks it into space. Zaha. Now the cross. And the shot! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Changement pour le Sénégal. Le numéro 18.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
Yeah, it was pretty clear the manager's not been getting what he wants out of his players, so a substitution was going to come. I think it could have been sooner.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Ambitious ball here. Just about up to 75 minutes. Too much pressure, and he's lost the ball. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Zaha. Now that's well seen too. And here's Jackson. And here's Mane. Oh, look at the space here. Mane! There's a goal! And late in the day, a telling moment.
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted. And they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
Après 80 minutes de jeu, le numéro 10. Changement pour le Sénégal. Le numéro 11.
So we have movement on both benches.
Le numéro 9.
Well, there is that saying, Peter, that if it isn't broke, don't try and fix it. But I suppose you don't want to risk anything in a game like this.
Senegal penetrate first. It is a truly precious lead. Senegal still ahead by the game's only goal. Just 5 minutes left. Mane.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Gay, well seen. Saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Tries to pass it through.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Oh, that's
Temps
fabulous.
additionnel, 3 minutes.
That's going in strongly.
A heavy challenge. And back to the keeper. Aimed beyond the defence. Zaha. And we're done. Senegal have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Mane picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So there it is. What struck you most about that?
Senegal really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit. I think this result was well merited.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here.
Hello, everybody,
Gorgeous,
and welcome
gorgeous
to the
evening. The
game.
skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here,
Everyone,
our
please
expert,
welcome
Jim
our
Beglin.
players.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. Well, this is the perfect game for all parties, not least the neutrals who've just come to enjoy it.
Well, it certainly doesn't feel like a friendly to me, Peter.
The atmosphere, absolutely that of a premium contest.
Yeah, and this crowd are demanding the most from their players, and it looks like they might get what they came for.
And we're underway. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
Ogbu. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
I would have to say Victor Osimhen, Peter. Africa has always produced some outstanding striking talents, and this is the man I see as the latest in that line. He's fat.
Takes a shot! And he's straight offside. Messina. That's the throw. Osimhen. Chukwueze. Very nicely done. And here's Chukwueze. Deli Bashiru. And here's Chukwueze. Nicely weighted ball.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
Brilliantly cut out. Chukwueze. Can he get on the end of this? And it's Mazraoui. He'll try from distance! And that is doing no harm at all.
It wasn't the best strike, to be honest, Peter. The pass might have been a better option there.
Deli Bashiru. Now, can they get him away? Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Deli Bashiru. That's a sharp pass. Just eases him off the ball. Mazraoui. Looking for the run. Deli Bashiru. For Chukwueze. Osimhen. And he stands tall, impenetrable. Now who's going to be first to this? Cleared without hesitation, pinches it off him. And he's got away from him. Chukwueze. He's looking wide. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. He has found the way through. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here.
And if you do have a chance today,
reflections on the first half?
To give your
Solid,
support to our
very solid,
stadium.
actually, Peter. They haven't made much of an impression at the other end, but defensively I think they've got an awful lot right, completely nullifying their opponents. Now they just need to focus on getting a little more creative.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. So the action resumes. 0-0, and we're at the halfway point. Played out to the left flank. And it's El Ainawi. El-Khanous. Out towards the flank. It's a really well-measured ball. Osimhen, can he spark a counter here? Looking to play him in. And the through ball. Now it's Chukwueze. Chukwueze! And that's a tiny finish. Barely into the second half, and already it is heating up. Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
So we have the first goal.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
Oh, and he's asking too much with that. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can...
Big chance! That is decidedly lacking.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.
Substitutions taking place.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, he's someone renowned for his pace and those darting little runs, but also for being a very good ball carrier as well. They want to add more dynamism to that front line.
El-Khanous. Oh, that's superb. Shapes to shoot! And that's in! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
He's on it, can he get away? Morocco still have the cards to affect this game. Onuachu bops him off it and wins back the ball.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Al-Kanous knocks it out wide. He's got plenty of space out wide here. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is.
Morocco clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Great vision. This looks promising. Oh, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Messina, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Played out wide.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
That's a cute ball. That's been slipped through.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And the counter is on.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Oh, well played. So 90 minutes have come and gone. It's going to be extra time. Well, still no winner, Jim.
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided
And
fatigue
now,
doesn't
to all
begin
members of the
to play a
crowd,
part.
I'd like to ask you to join me in
No
wishing
winner so
our
far,
birthday
but
boy
somebody
a
has
very
to be
special
the winner.
birthday.
And extra time
Substitution for
is
Nigeria,
next.
Number 11, Chukwueze.
So our quest to
Number
find the winner
27,
continues.
Number 15, number 10, number 18.
Akinsanmiro.
Coming on the field, number 7, Lookman. Number 2, number 17.
It's a goal kick.
Iwobi. Number 8, number 26. Substitution.
Onyeka. Osei Samuel.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Now it's Ben Seguir. And now the breakaway. That's an excellent interception. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Now it's Osimhen. Lookman. Can he get it through? That's the keeper's ball. And it is half-time in extra time. Well, no question, the will exists to try and win it, but limbs are tired, options are depleted, and time now is short. The hostilities have already resumed. This has been enthralling. So what do the last 15 minutes have left? Played into space. That's put paid to the danger. And it's Amrabat. And it's made its way to him. There's the shot! Lookman. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Amrabat. And here's En-Nesyri.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Shot and the shot! Oh, that could be pivotal! A game of margins, a game of thrills. This might just do it. A finish of great intelligence. He just understood and he executed so smoothly.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
And that's it. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. And this place is bouncing. Al-Khanous picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. So a game of thrills and tiny margins, so many what-ifs and what might-have-beens, but eventually we have a winner.
Well, I thought only one team could win this, certainly in the last few minutes, Peter. They didn't half make it hard on themselves, but sometimes you just have to win games whatever way you can, and that they did.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.